Alright guys, we're here at our first ever craft fair. My wife wanted to do this small town craft fair. No idea how many people will show up, but let me show you our current setup right here. Alright, so here's the current setup of the vendors. There's going to be vendors inside of the hockey rink as well. Food truck. This place does provide free food and drinks, so there's a lot of kids that come here. This is our little vendor tent area right now. This thing runs from 2 p.m. all the way to 8 p.m. So we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, we're back at the warehouse. Just wanted to give you an update on how we did on the street fair, vendor fair. It was nothing too crazy. This was a pretty small fair, and the next time over, it was their day. They had bounce houses for the kids, food truck, pickleball, cornhole tournaments, fun stuff all around. Originally, it was supposed to be from 12 a.m. to 12 to 5 p.m. And then closer to the date, 3 weeks before it started, they changed the time from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thought that was kind of odd because pretty much after 6 p.m. a lot of the vendors left, but I'll get to that in a second. So we signed up for this event 3 weeks before, didn't really know what to expect, never really did a craft fair. So all we brought were these two folding tables. We had a tablecloth for one of them. And then we just bought bins of things. My wife bought some of these stands from Temu to display our keychains. This is our tablecloth. We had Venmo QR codes that link back to our Venmo account. Apparently people were having issues with that on iOS. Android was fine, but not really sure what happened. There's the QR codes in there. We had these black things that you could write with a marker for, I guess, like price tags. Keychains if people wanted keychains. So we brought basically just the two tables. We had a canopy tent, which is right over here. We had a canopy tent set up there. So two tables, the canopy tent, and then we just brought all these bins of 3D printed products. So we have some bigger bins for our bigger dragons and stuff, eggs, and then our smaller bins for all the smaller stuff. So this is really all we brought were these items here, and then there's some other bins over here as well. So nothing too crazy. I think in total there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We brought about 12 bins, and even 12 bins was a little bit too much because we didn't really sell through that many things. So basically our cost to do this street fair was $0. The entry fee was supposed to be, I think, $35, but this year for some reason they decided to let all the vendors in for free at no charge. In total there were probably maybe around 10, maybe 12 vendors. Right, a few of them were just doing giveaways and things for fun for the kids, like sand art, things like that. Maybe in terms of people that were selling things, there were probably less than 10 vendors in total. So it wasn't that crazy of a fair. But let me get down to the details. We made just over $700 in profit. So we came to the fair with about $300 in our own cash, with small bills, big bills, change for people who were paying with cash. And we ended up walking away with a little over $1,000 in total cash. So our total profit was $710. My brother's girlfriend and my wife basically manned the stand the entire time. We got there about 12:45 and we left roughly at about 6:30. And the reason we left early was because pretty much at 6, when it was getting dark, a lot of people just left. 5 or 6 vendors just packed up and left, even though you're supposed to stay there till like 7:45. But people seemed like they didn't really care, so they just left early. And so at that time it was also getting dark and there were not a lot of kids showing up. And I guess the reason we did so well was because of the mass amount of kids that were at this event. And we had stands for our mini animals. We had our micro minis were $1 per micro mini, and then we had a bigger bin for our bigger minis over here that were sized a little bit bigger. So we were doing these for $3 each. Something like this was $3 each, or you could do 2 for $5. And so those are really the two biggest sellers among the kids. We did sell a good amount of the gemstone dragons. We sold a few of our $30 dragons. Our $40 dragons didn't really sell, but we had them on the table. And so this is our bin that we had for $3 items. Our spiders, the jack-o'-lantern spiders, pumpkin fidget spinners. So all this stuff in this bin was $3 each. And these are pretty big minis, if you want to call them minis. But these are pretty big. Like I said, we're doing 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. And then we didn't really have a big showcase of it, but we were doing a pack a egg for $20. So anything you can fit into the egg, you could get for $20. So you could probably fit 10 or so of these bigger animals into the egg. And we had like 3 or 4 sales of the $20 build your own egg type of thing. So overall, it was a fun experience. We were only there, like I said, really for about 5 hours for the day, and we walked away with $700 in profit. And like I said, if you look at the videos of our stand, it was really a half-assed type of job. We didn't really have a lot of like displays. We didn't even have business cards or like logos or anything of our business. So maybe in the future we'll put something on. Maybe we'll buy a banner that will tie across the canopy that we can use with a QR code that directs us to our website and also to our Venmo type of thing. But for those of you who are interested in doing something like this, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do street fairs and vendor fairs all the time that do way more than we do. But this is our first go, and like I said, first time doing it, $700 in profit. Most of that, I would say 90% of everything came from kids buying things, parents paying for the things that the kids wanted, honestly. So if your kids are obviously the biggest selling point for stuff like this, because for some reason they're just drawn to these 3D printed objects more so than the adults. But we'll see if we're going to do another one. We'll probably do the same event next year, but we're going to look around other events that we have in our area. We have these old plushies that we sold for $10 each. That also we sold 5 of those guys. Overall, not a bad experience. Well, we took 2 cars just because I had to. The other car was for my brother and his girlfriend, but everything basically fit into our car. It wasn't too cramped or anything because we have under storage compartment under my sub trunk, and then we also have space in the front that we could fit a couple bins in. Overall, good experience. Trying to see what else. Electricity was not provided in this space. I guess you could have brought a UPS or a small generator if you wanted to display a 3D printer and have 3D printers printing stuff, or if you do like custom light boxes, you want to show off some light boxes and have like lights to draw people to your booth. Caveat, there was another person selling 3D printed products as a vendor in this event. He had like half a table selling some Flexi Rexis and some Kobayashi fidget cubes. So he wasn't really, I think he was also doing some other things as well. He wasn't just selling 3D printed products. I think it was just something there that he had on the table. But overall, good experience. I'll let you guys know if we do another one and how that goes. If any of you guys have any other tips or tricks, right? I think some other cool things that you could probably do is like maybe have a spinning wheel. Spinning wheels are so popular at these vendor street fairs. Something like if you spend $10, you get a free mini or something like that, or maybe like, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, if you guys have any other comments or questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you.